everybody, it's Sarah here. Peace be with you. I've just had to race out to my washing line to get the washing in because it looks like it's about to rain outside. So I'm just going to put it down here. It sort of reminds me about a story I want to tell you. I said last week that I'd tell you some stories of people in the Bible who've had to persevere. And this story is from the Old Testament, and it's about a man called Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a prophet, and he had to tell people, give people messages from God. So in my story, I thought I'd use my washing to help tell the story. So it's all right, they're clean, but I've got here a pair of pants. So whenever I hold up the pants in the story, you have to say pants. So you keep an eye out for these. Let's find my storybook. I'm going to begin. Jeremiah was a prophet. His job was to pass God's messages on to God's people. But because Jeremiah lived at a time when God's people weren't really listening to God or doing what he said, the job was very hard. In fact, you could say that the job was... Jeremiah sent a message to the king. He wrote it on a scroll of paper and he rolled it up. When the king got the message, he unrolled the scroll and he read, "If you do not change your ways, God will punish you and let the Babylonians take over your land." Well, what do you think the king thought about that message? Roll up the scroll again. He thought the message was and he took a pair of scissors and he cut up the message from God that Jeremiah had delivered. So there you go. He cut up the message. He was very cross with Jeremiah for delivering the message from God. So he sent his soldiers to arrest him. But God helped Jeremiah. He found him a place to hide. Did Jeremiah give up? Did he stop passing on God's messages? No. When a new king came to the throne, Jeremiah passed on the message to him as well. "It's too late," the message said. "The Babylonians will take over our land and they will burn Jerusalem down." What do you think that king thought of the message? I expect you've guessed. He thought it was... And he had Jeremiah beaten up and thrown into a prison. But that king was really worried. He was worried about the Babylonians and worried that Jeremiah might be telling the truth. So he set him free. Did Jeremiah give up? Did he stop passing on the messages from God? No. He went up and down the streets telling everyone that they should save their lives and leave the city because the Babylonians were coming. They were definitely coming and they were going to Jerusalem, and this was the message from God. Now some of the king's officials heard what Jeremiah was saying in the streets, and they definitely thought that it was. So they went to the king and they complained, and the king told them that they could do anything they wanted to punish Jeremiah. So that's what they did. They arrested Jeremiah and they lowered him down into a deep, dark well. And there was no water in the well, but fortunately there was plenty of mud. And as the mud rose past his ankles and past his knees, Jeremiah definitely thought that it was. And so Jeremiah prayed for help, and God sent him an answer. God sent him another official called Ebed. That's a funny name, Ebed. Ebed heard what was happening, and he went to tell the king, and the king was worried. He was worried about the Babylonians. He was worried that Jeremiah might starve to death down in the well, and so he changed his mind, and he told Ebed to pull Jeremiah out of the well. As quickly as he could, Ebed went to rescue Jeremiah, and he found several helpers, but they couldn't find any rope to get Jeremiah out of the deep, dark well. However, there was a pile of washing, some rags and some old clothes, and some, you guessed it, some pants. And so they took the washing, just like my washing here, and they tied it all together to make a long rope. There were stripy robes and spotted cloaks and dotted towels and a dress with which to dance and fancy scarves and turbans, and you've guessed it, there was also some pants. And he lowered the string of clothes down to Jeremiah, and they fell on top of Jeremiah, and Jeremiah said, "What's this?" So Ebed told him that they were stripy robes and spotted cloaks and a dress in which to dance and fancy scarves and turbans, and you've guessed it, there was also pants. "Tie them under your arms," said Ebed, "and we'll use them like a rope to pull you out." And that's what they did. Up out of the mud rose Jeremiah, and then up out of the well and into the light. Did Jeremiah give up? Did he stop passing on the messages from God? No, he most definitely did not. He stuck to his job. He persevered. He did the right thing. And even though it was difficult, he was faithful to God. He passed on the messages, and there was nothing about that. The end. Jeremiah had to keep trying. He had a really difficult message to give the kings. He had to tell them that they were going the wrong way. It was a very difficult message, but he didn't give up. He didn't give up when the soldiers arrested him. He didn't give up when he was in that deep, dark well with all the mud. He kept persevering. I wonder what we can learn from the story of Jeremiah about perseverance. Is there something that you need to persevere with? I'll put on a piece of music, and as we listen to the music, we'll think about these questions. What are you going to do next time you find it hard to speak up for what is right? What are you going to do next time you find it hard to speak up for what is right? And what are you going to do next time somebody tries to stop you from doing the right thing? Let's say our school prayer and then we can listen to the music. Lord, bless our school, that working together and playing together, we may learn to serve you and to serve each other. Amen.
Do not be afraid, my friend, for I made you. Do not be afraid, my friend, for I love you. And whatever tomorrow may bring, you are safe and secure in my hands. I will guide you and give you peace. I will guide you and give you peace. I will guide you and give you peace. Do not be afraid, my friend, for I know you. Do not be afraid, my friend, I understand you. And whatever the future may